we are gonna do a quick little fire demo or fire workshop to get our dinners cooked tonight. And we have about an hour left of sunlight, which is why we started to do this now. And there's kind of a sense of urgency to get food ready. Doing this in the dark would not be fun. Most of the wood, like we said before, in the forest is maple, ash, oak, a lot of hardwood stuff like this, which is really hard to light. So trying to light this this type of wood is going to take a really long time. It's really difficult. But once it's lit, it's great wood to add to a fire because it burns hot and burns long. The wood we went and brought up is pine, so it's nice and soft. Notice it's lighter than the other wood too. And we're going to use this to start our fires. And there's a little process we're gonna try. It's called batoning. We're going to try to shave some of this off, because just like lighting a little fire and then throwing this on top, it's not going to catch, right? It has to be a lot smaller. So with some of these, you can start with ones like these that are nice and thin. With the bush knife that we have for you, you can take a log and just shave it down into kindling. And this could be a job that you guys share. And you have someone making kindling before anyone even lights the fire. You don't want to be doing this. They hit a knot there. See the knot? That's stuck. Before anyone lights the fire, you would have your big pile of kindling of your small stuff ready to go. If you light your fire and then do this, it's going to go out. And you're eventually going to run out of your tinder, which is your fire starter, the little stuff that lights up. The pine needles, which were nice and dry where we had our first circle. So this helps thinking ahead. He was like, ooh, that's going to be helpful for the fires later. And he put that in his pocket because it was nice and dry. So being prepared and thinking ahead is what's going to help you every time. If you're just trying to figure it out on the spot, it's going to be really slow and frustrating. The other way we were prepared was to take cotton balls and we dip them in Vaseline, and that slows it down and kind of turns it into a candle. So rubbing your cotton in Vaseline will slow down the burn and will help you start your fire and give you a little more time to get it going. So we'll try both and see how we go. We've got some dry little twigs here. All right. We have some dry lighters we'll hand out to you guys in a little bit. We'll see how this goes. Whoa, it also sticks to your fingers. It's a really slow process, and you're just going to add stick by stick. If you dump it all in a big rush, it'll smother it and eventually turn it out, put it out. Give it some time to breathe. We don't want to rush it. And blowing on it will help, but you want to make sure you don't blow out the embers and scatter all the hot at the bottom. Oops. There we go. Starting to look pretty good. There we go. So the type of fire we're going to build today too is a cooking fire. So a lot of fires we've sat by, like campfires and at our cottages or at campsites and stuff, are like kind of fun to sit at, and they're like the lean-to ones where we lean them up, build them nice and tall. That gives a nice high flame, but they're really hard to cook on. So we're going to build bundle fires where we line up all of our wood in one direction so that all of the wood is kind of side by side and not crisscrossed. And that gives the fire some, or the base of the fire some density to build up a hot coal bed, and then we can sit our pan on top of that. If we like try to build this up like a lean-to, there's no way we can sit our pots and pans on there. So we're gonna slowly build bigger pieces of wood into this. The flames should never be higher than your waist. At that point, there's no need for that. It's dangerous. We're gonna start licking the leaves in the trees above us, and the risk of spreading the fire is dangerous. The flames shouldn't be higher than your waist. Okay? And by not adding a lot of wood. Just go slow, add the wood slowly.
Your waist when you stand up?
Yep, yep.
Oh, no.
And your fire, after you build it, it's gonna take some time before you can cook on it. You're not cooking on the flames, you're cooking on the hot coal. So it's gotta burn through a lot of the wood to get that coal base nice and hot. When the flame's licking up here, you can, but we don't want to put our pot right into this high flame. It's gonna be impossible to get our hands in, and it's not the heat we want. The heat source is way at the bottom of the fire. Cool, so we're gonna start leaning it out. Well, right now it's not ready. We want this bigger stuff to start burning and cooking and getting nice and hot. So the flame's gonna go up, and then it's gonna go down and settle, and once the flame goes down, that's when we're gonna add our pots and pans. Cool?
Cool.
If you were to put a pot on that right now, it would smother it and go out.
I would just put it right out. It's not even close to being ready.
How long would the process be?
It's gonna take you about half an hour for the flame to go high and then settle.